Shut up, compressor. Hey everyone, Matt here with Duke's Models, and welcome to the Pony Bash. So I've been working on this silly Pony Bash idea, which originally involved building 3 newish tool 148 scale Mustangs in a very short span of time. And I quickly eliminated both the Airfix and the Meng Mustangs just for honestly not meeting the standards that I was looking for. I think the Eduard one still does for the most part, but the Airfix and the Meng, they were very much a, why am I not just building the Tamiya kits? Or why am I not just building multiple of the Eduard kits? It was one of those situations. And so they have been set aside. The Meng is actually kind of carrying on, probably to serve as paint mule duty. The Airfix is not. And that has left me with this Eduard kit, and it's also had me thinking, how does it compare to the old Tamiya kit? So generally I suck at keeping secret builds secret. In this case, I am going to try my damnedest though. So this video, when I'm shooting it, the intention is to make it exclusive to my various Patreon subscribers and put it up on that page. And maybe once it's completed, putting that whole series up on YouTube as well for general audiences. So if you want to see more exclusive random shit like this, go ahead and become a Patreon supporter. It's awesome, I guess. And thank you to everybody who does support and does, allow me to go a bit crazy with things like this from time to time. So, in addition to the Eduard P-51, our sort of wild card Pony Bash entry is a Tamiya F-51D. Now, why the F-51? Well, I have the 132nd F-51 in the stash, and I have ideas for it. I've also got a Royal Canadian Air Force P-51 that is about a week away from paint, and like F-51s, it was painted overall in aluminum lacquer as opposed to just the wings with the fuselage left bare. And that presents some different painting, I won't say challenges, but just different painting considerations, and definitely some different weathering considerations. And so I want to play around with it on a smaller scale, and an F-51 lets me do that. Now, why does this look so fucked up? Basically for a couple of reasons. So let's go ahead and rip the wing off. So what's going on here is I have decided to install an Aries Cockpit in this, and so I've started the process, you can kind of see in here, of working down the sidewalls to fit that. Fortunately, it has the same sort of front and rear. You can see actually kind of like way back here, right? And then also way up here, we've got these sort of front and rear mounting channels, and the Aries Cockpit more or less matches up with those. So we can erase a bunch of stuff in here and be fine. The problem is, if you look at the upper sidewall detail here, it's much thicker and much more solid up top, and that all needs to come off. So I'm going to take my sweet-ass time with that. No real rush. I don't think this one is going to meet the October 1st deadline by anywhere close. And then get all the Aries shit installed, basically. That leaves, what's all this blue shit up here? Why does this not look like the typical Tamiya Mustang, where it has the actual instrument panel combing integrated with the upper fuselage and all that kind of stuff? Well, the Aries Cockpit has a different arrangement for the instrument panel. Basically, it has the instrument panel and combing sort of all together as one unit. It has you remove the combing from the cockpit, or from the fuselage halves on the Tamiya kit, and drop it in there. And if you're familiar with the Tamiya kit at all, the windscreen basically sits sort of like on top of the combing, on like a little, place between the fuselage and the combing right here. And it sits glass to fuselage, which is not ideal. And so I started thinking, well, shit, I'm not building the Meng. I wonder if I could make the Meng windscreen, which follows the more contemporary thing, right, of having the clear part extend beyond the transparency well into the fuselage itself. The Meng windscreen is the exact same way. And so I thought, I wonder if I came in here, And if I cut the Tamiya kit up in such a way that I left that spot blank, could I come in and place this this windscreen in there and be good? And honestly, I still have that was a hell of a trick. I still have quite a bit of cutting to do, as you can see. With the blue areas basically denote what still needs to be removed, but it's already close enough that I'm pretty confident we can get this to fit. And once that fits, that will enable me to be a little bit sassier with how I mount the instrument panel inside. I'm actually thinking about maybe going from the the forward firewall, or maybe whatever this solid piece right here is, and almost building like a post for it, kind of coming back along this way, and so that way I can just almost like stick it in, or hell, I might even magnet it in, and that way it'll be kind of essentially floating when this piece gets installed on top of it. So yeah, basically the main edits that I'm planning to the Tamiya kit are the Aries Cockpit, the main windscreen up here, and also the main canopy, because the Tamiya canopy very famously, again, has the separate clear canopy and canopy frame, and it basically makes you glue glue the actual glass of the transparency to a clear or to a solid plastic part, and that's just not optimal. And so the main canopy fits well enough. I think it'll fit even better once I once I get all the Aries components installed and all that kind of stuff, right? But so far it fits decently well. And so main clear parts, Aries Cockpit, I'll probably do some air scale shit in here, maybe some resin switches, or some 3D printed switches and shit like that. Maybe a spinner, I don't know, we'll see. And then on the wings, I'm not really planning much. They're going to be filled and all that shit. The thing I'm going to do is I am going to come in here and I'm going to fix the blast tubes, because on the Tamiya kit, they are ancient and they are solid. And so I've already dealt with this once before. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here, drill these out, replace them with brass tubing. Particularly on the outer ones here, they will be slide fit Albion alloys tubing, so it definitely looks the part. And I will be getting to that a bit down the road. And the gear bay, I know that everyone moans about the Tamiya gear bay, but it's fine. You're going to see it like this maybe, so who really cares? Anyway, that is the secret project, and it will be kind of coming in and out of focus as other things happen on the bench. Yay! Okay, so after a few minutes of filing and sanding and scraping and expletives, I managed to get the Meng windscreen mounted up onto the Tamiya fuselage. And while it's going to need a little bit of cleanup in a few areas just because of my barbaric file work, overall this thing is a fit. And I have every confidence taking this into battle as a full-fledged model that I want to build. So, sweet. Now, one little issue is that the Meng windscreen, or the Meng canopy, I mean, seems to be a little bit narrow. Like, if you look down here at the top, it doesn't fill the width, which is weird. I wonder if they're counting on the cockpit rails to spread their canopy out or something like that, because it is way narrower than the windscreen itself. And I thought it might be like this is the closed canopy and there's an open canopy option, whatnot. Nope, this is the main hood, and then they also have a Dallas canopy in there, the more pronounced forward hump up here. So I don't know what the hell's going on. So I grabbed an Airfix canopy, and it seems to have the width down pretty good, so I'll just use that. And that way we've got the mix of the two going on, right? I don't know if they would work closed because they look like they have slightly different profiles going on, but it'll be open cockpit anyway because I'm putting a fucking resin cockpit in here, so yeah. Blah. Anyway, back to scraping, and I'll touch base with this thing a bit later on, but so far so good.